Hello dear grade 7 children. Today we are going to learn the 6th lesson of the science textbook, that is animal diversity. Now I think you all are familiar with the term diversity. What is the meaning of diversity? Do you remember under the first lesson we learned about plant diversity? Yes, now you remember, right? So diversity means differences. So under this lesson we are going to learn what are the differences of animals. So under this we are going to learn there are so many differences between animals based on the things they eat, based on the way they locomote, etc. Okay, so we will see what are the topics that we are going to learn under this lesson. Right, look at the first topic, vertebrates and invertebrates. Now I told you diversity means differences. So under this lesson, we are going to learn what are the different features of different animals. And under these different features, we are going to discuss about a special feature called the presence of backbone. Right? So based on the presence of backbone, we can divide animals into vertebrates and invertebrates. So vertebrates and invertebrates. Okay? Second topic, adaptations of organisms to environment. So when animals live in different types of environments, they have to have special characteristics or features to fit to that environment. So we are going to learn some adaptations of the living organisms. And use of dichotomous key for classification of organisms. Now dichotomous key you all are familiar with. That is because you learn about the dichotomous key in grade 6 as well. So this is not a new topic for you all. So using the dichotomous keys, you all are going to learn how to categorize or how to group the animals. So let's get started. Right, our first topic, vertebrates and invertebrates. So we are going to start this topic by doing an assignment. Okay, what is the assignment? Observe the school garden and identify 10 different animals and name them. Now, not only school garden, you can even pick your home garden and you can go out and observe and find what are the animals that you can find. Okay. Then group them based on different features. Different features you observe in them. So when you look at different animals, there are so many differences. So what are the differences? Their body colors are different. Body shape is different, they have different appendages, some of the animals have wings, some of the animals have legs, likewise. Okay, so you have to group them using different features. Okay, children, and then compare the way you group with the way your friends in the class did. So we will do this activity now, even though we are not going to do it as a practical, we can actually think and write this one. Different animals, it's very common day-to-day life when you go out, you spot different animals. Okay, by using 10 different animals we will do this activity, right? Okay, I will write down now what are the animals that we can find. We will write, we can see ants and crows, crow, the myna, parrot, what are the other animals, children? We are right. 10. And earthworms, and butterfly, bee. What are the other animals? Squirrel, and rat snake, rat snake. What are the other animals? Frogs. We will write frog. Okay, you can write many examples. So I wrote ants, crow, myna, parrot, earthworm, butterfly, bee, squirrel, rat snake and frog. Okay, these are very common examples. Okay, children. Now step 2, group them based on different features you observe in them. So here I am going to use as the first feature their mode of locomotion. What is locomotion, children? Yes, locomotion means animals moving from one place to another place. That is known as locomotion. So here you all know that some animals fly, some animals they walk or run or hop using their legs. Okay, and some animals can swim using their fins. So using different methods, they can move their body from one place to another place, which is known as locomotion. So I'm going to use the mode of locomotion as the first key to divide these animals. Okay, we will do that. Right. Okay. Mode of locomotion. Mode of locomotion. Mode of locomotion. We will write, you all know. Now we'll start from ants. Ants, they walk. They have legs and they walk. Therefore, first method we will write as walking. Walking. So we will write the examples for the animals who walk. We will write ants. Right, ants. Crow, myna and parrot, they fly. Earthworm, they don't. Earthworm and even rat snake, they don't have any body part. Right, they don't have any appendage to locomote. Therefore, using their own body, they can crawl. Okay, their mode of locomotion is crawling. So ants and squirrel, we can take squirrel. They have legs. Squirrel. And frog. Frogs can hop from one place to another place using their legs. So when it comes to walking, we consider the animals that use their legs to locomote. Okay, so we can include frog as well. Right, so we will include walking. Or here we can simply write hopping. Okay, right. We will write the next one. I will take the second one as flying animals. Flying. So who are the animals that fly in this list, children? Look carefully. Yes, we have 3 birds: crow, myna, parrot. We will write crow, myna, and parrot. And then we have butterfly, bee, butterfly, bee. Okay, and then the next method or next mode of locomotion is crawling, as I told you before. Crawling. So who are the animals using this method to locomote? That is, earthworm and rat snake. Okay? Earthworm, rat snake. Okay? So if you have a pond in your school garden or home garden, you can write fish and tadpoles as well. So then those animals are coming under swimming group. Okay, so here we have only walking group, flying group and crawling group. Okay, so only 3 modes of locomotion. So apart from this one, what are the other methods that we can categorize these animals, children? So what is the next feature we can consider about? When we consider the differences, we can use the food they eat. So you all know, based on the food they eat, we can divide the animals into 3 groups: carnivores, herbivores and omnivores. We have done this before. So I'm going to use that feature second, right? And first of all, we'll divide this so that you can see it clearly. The other one. So we will write the food they eat. Food they eat. So based on the food they eat, we can categorize them into herbivores, carnivores, and finally omnivores. Okay, we start from ants. You must have seen ants feed on both plant and animal matter, right? So we will write down ants under omnivores. Ants. And crow. Crow is also an omnivore. Even myna is also an omnivore, right? They feed on both plant and animal matter. Okay? Crow, myna, omnivore. Right. What about parrot? Parrots basically come in under herbivores. Parrot. Earthworm. Earthworms also feed on decaying matter, animal or plant matter. Decaying animal and plant matter. Therefore, they are also coming under omnivores. Earthworm. Right? What about the butterfly? Herbivore. Butterfly is a herbivore because they feed on animal nectar. Right. What about bees? Herbivores. Bee, squirrel, herbivore. Squirrel, herbivore. Rat snake. Rat snake is coming under carnivores. They eat other small animals like frogs and rats. Okay. What about frogs? Frogs basically feed on insects. Okay. Therefore, they are also coming under carnivores. Rat snake. Rat snake and frog. Okay. Right. So herbivores, carnivores and omnivores based on the food they eat. Okay, children. So I showed you how to do this activity. There are other ways to do as well. Now I used as the first key mode of locomotion. The first method to divide the set of animals into different groups, mode of locomotion. Okay. As a second method, I use food that they eat. Right? Food they eat. So I divided as herbivores, carnivores and omnivores. So when you do this activity, you can use other keys as well. You can use their body shape, their body colors as well. Okay, children? Right. I hope you understand this part very well now. We will move to the next. Right. So you and your friends may have grouped animals based on different criteria. So you can do it in one way, your friend can do it in a different way, as I explained you before, right? So mode of locomotion, body shape, body color, size of the body. So when it comes to the size of the body, look at this one. Right, when it comes to ants, when you compare ants to the squirrel or rat snake, they are very small in size. Okay, so you can take the size also as a key, right? And mode of nutrition. Mode of nutrition, it means carnivores or herbivores or omnivores as we used before, right? Are some of the criteria you can use to group animals. Therefore, you will learn that there is a vast diversification in animals. So, in this way, you know that you can divide or you can group these animals into different categories using different characteristics. It means there are a lot of differences or diversities between animals. Okay? And human is also a member of this diversified animal world. We are also coming under animals. When you go to the upper grades, you are going to learn about these animals, and there are different ways that you can divide, right? So human is also coming under animals. Okay, children? Right. Look at this picture, children. There are a number of animals. See, human, turtle, snail, worm, crow, crab, elephant, frog, millipede, starfish, fish, bat, python, duck and butterfly. Look how different these animals are from each other. Okay, so size-wise, shape-wise, right, based on the presence of different body parts, okay, and based on the way they locomote, based on the way they eat their food, they are so different from each other. Okay, we'll start from the human. Look at the human. Humans have 2 legs and 2 arms, okay. And what about the turtle? So turtle has a shell, right? Body is covered with a shell, right? And when it comes to snail also has a shell, but look at this one. Snail doesn't have legs, but at the same time, snail uses this muscular part called muscular foot to locomote, right? So using this muscular structure, it is known as muscular foot. Using the muscular foot, snail can move. What about the worm? Now this is an earthworm. Earthworm also doesn't have legs to locomote, but it uses its own body to locomote. It can crawl through the soil particles. Okay, look at the crow. Now if you look at this entire picture, you know that like crow is coming under flying animals. Who are the other flying animals, children? Now here crow. Bat is also coming under flying animals, but bat is actually a flying mammal, right? And butterfly is also coming under flying animals. Are there any flying animals here? No, that's all, right? So look at the color of the crow. Body color, and it has a beak, right? It has only 2 legs. It's 4 arms or 4 limbs. They are adapted to fly, right? They have converted to wings, right? And crab, look at the crab, right? It has number of legs. And look at the elephant. Now elephant has a trunk, okay? Elephant is different than the other animals. It has a trunk, right? It has a large body. And what about the frog? Look at the frog. Frog has legs, but you can see when you look at the frog's legs, they have webbed feet. Their finger-like parts are combined with each other, like this webbed structure. These are known as webbed feet, right? So look at this. Even duck also has webbed feet. So what is the importance of these webbed feet, children? These webbed feet help them with swimming. Okay? Millipede. Now millipede also has a worm-like body, but it has legs, not like this earthworm. Right? And look at the starfish. The body of the starfish is divided into 5 parts like this. Therefore, it looks like a star. And look at the body color. And what about fish? Fish, look at the special shape. The special shape of this fish is known as streamline shape. Right? The shape is known as streamline shape. This shape is very important to swim in water. Right? So, at the same time, it has fins to swim and it has scales in the body. Right? Look at the bat. Now, bat is coming under a flying mammal, okay? Bat has wings to fly, and at the same time, bat has fur or hair on its body, right? And python. Python also doesn't have arms or legs to walk, right? It uses its scales and its own body to walk or to crawl, and it has scales. And look at the special pattern on its body. And look at the duck. Right, duck also has feathers like the crow, and when you take the shape of the duck's beak and crow's beak, they are also different. Okay, and butterfly, look at the nice pattern on the butterfly's wings, and you can see this butterfly has 2 antennas. Okay, and it has 2 pairs of wings. Okay, children. So, when you look at these animals, it's pretty clear all these animals are different from each other, right? It means they have different features with them. Okay, children? So, as there are many different species of animals living in the animal world, they are grouped to make it easy. Now, do you remember in the assignment, we group these different types of animals, the home garden or school garden. Okay, so you all know that when you group these animals or plants or any kind of organisms under different sets, it's very easy to study, right? So we will go through this. It's easy for naming, identification, and studying about them. As there are many different species of animals living in the animal world, they are grouped to make it easy for naming, identification, and studying about them. So why do we have to divide these animals into different groups or to categorize into different groups, right? So there are different benefits, number of benefits of grouping animals. It's easy to study. It's easy to identify. Let's say that there are some animals animals who can fly, right? So if we include those animals in that animals who can fly, just by looking at this group, we know that these types of animal can fly. They might have wings to fly likewise. Okay? So what is this naming? Remember, children, by now you all the animals common names to identify them. But when you go to the upper grades, you are going to learn about scientific names. Okay, children? So, each and every species has scientific name for their group. So, when you go to the upper grades, you are going to learn what are these scientific names about and everything about the scientific names. So, when you group animals like this based on different features, it's very easy to name these animals using the scientific method. Okay, children? Right. So, recall how you group the animals using different criteria in our assignment, right? Considering the mode of locomotion, bat, butterfly, and crow can be grouped into one group as flying animals. We will go through this example again. I told you, when it comes to flying animals, crow, bat and butterfly come in under flying animals. But actually when you look at the other features of crow, bat and butterfly, are they the same? Right? For example, look at this one. Crow has a beak, but butterfly and bat, they don't have beaks. At the same time, butterfly has two antennas, but crow and bat, they don't have antennas. So even though we can categorize these three animals under flying group, it's not very scientific. There are so many other differences among them. Okay, children. So we will go to this again. Considering the mode of locomotion, bat, butterfly and crow can be grouped into one group as flying animals. But these animals display a huge diversity with regard to other features. As I mentioned you, when you consider the other features, they're totally different. Okay? Therefore, what can you tell about this classification that we did before? We use different features that we can observe just to group these animals. But at the same time, now you have to understand that method is not very scientific. Am I correct, children? So if the method you used was very scientific, this bat, butterfly and crow, they should have a lot of common features. But the only common feature they had was the presence of wings and they could fly. Okay? Therefore, we need a more scientific method to group animals. Understand? Therefore, a scientific way of classification is essential to group animals. Okay? A scientific way of classification is essential to group animals. So what is this scientific way that we can use? We will go and see. What is this, children? This is a human skeleton. You must have seen these type of skeletons in real life, in exhibitions, right? And no, maybe some of your school laboratories have these type of skeletons. Okay, we'll try to identify different parts. What is this? This is called the skull. So your brain is protected with this skull, right? And this is known as the rib cage. So your lungs and heart is present inside this rib cage. And this area is known as the hip bone or pelvic girdle. Okay? So these are the arms and the legs, and you can see the fingers, the digits of the fingers, right? The toes. And these are the joints. Here you can see the knee joint, and here you can see the elbow joint, right? So likewise, you can see different areas. Now, what is this, children? You can see a line of bones. This is known as the backbone, right? This is actually the central line. If you look at the diagram, if you look at the skeleton, this line of bones present in the center of this skeleton, right? So this line of bones is known as the backbone. In science, we call this, another name is there, vertebral column. Vertebral column. Right. So this central line of bones is made out of tiny bones. Each bone is known as vertebra, right? So the central, all the collection of all the bones is known as vertebrae. So because it presents as a line, this is known as a vertebral column or backbone in your words. Okay, children? We'll go through. Observe a human skeleton in your school laboratory. The central line of bones. The central line of bones is known as backbone or vertebral column. Okay? Many animals, including human beings, have a backbone. So you must have seen humans, obviously we have the skeletal system including the backbone. Even the other animals have, most of the other animals also have this backbone. Okay? I am going to use a special activity to show this skeleton clearly now. Right, children? Here, this is the clear picture of the human skeleton. See, as I told you, this is the skull. We will zoom this so that you can see clearly. Right. Right. See, this is the skull. And this is the rib cage. And this is the pelvic girdle or the hip bone. You can see the arms and the joints. And as I told you, this is the central line of bones. What is the name I told you? That is the backbone or the vertebral column. I will turn this one like this so you can see clearly. Right. Now look at this one. This is, if you turn this skeleton and if you take a look, you can see this is the central line of bones, which is known as the backbone or the vertebral column. Can you see, as I told you, this backbone is made out of as a collection of tiny bones. Each bone is known as vertebra, right? So the plural form of vertebra is vertebrae. So this is known as vertebrae or vertebral column. Okay. So because this central line of bones, so the backbone is made out of tiny bones called vertebra, this is known as a vertebral column. Okay. So remember, so most of the animals, they have this vertebral column. So you can clearly see that this backbone is the center part and all the other parts are connected to this center part. Okay, children. So this is called the backbone. Right. So it was very clear how this vertebral column is made out of. It is made out of tiny bones called vertebra, and that is why it is known as the vertebral column. So in common name is backbone. So remember, children, most of the animals, they have this skeletal system or the skeleton including the backbone. But there are some animals without the backbone as well. So we will see what are the animals with this type of backbone now. Look at this. Observe the skeletons given below and identify the nature of the backbone of the animals. See, some skeletons of the animals. Look at this one. Skeleton of fish. You can see now this is the backbone or the central line of bones. You can see clearly. These other tiny bones are connected to this central line of bones. You must have seen when you eat fish, especially when you eat small fish, you must have seen this entire skeleton of fish, right? And this is a skeleton of frog. Frogs are coming under amphibians, right? So skeleton of frog, and this is the backbone or the vertebral column. Okay, children, look at this one. This is a bird, ostrich, right? So can you see, this is the backbone starting from the head and it runs through the other parts of the body. That is the central line of bones or backbone or the vertebral column. Okay, and here this is an elephant. Look at this picture. This is an elephant. Elephant is coming under mammals. Okay, so this is the backbone or the vertebral column. And this is the skeleton of crocodile. Crocodiles are coming under reptiles. Okay, so look at this one. This is the backbone or the vertebral column. So it's very clear when it comes to animals. Some animals, they have the skeleton with backbone. Other animals without the backbone as well, we will see. Okay. Look at these animals, children. You must have seen these type of animals in your day-to-day life, right? So these animals, they don't have a backbone, right? Leech has a worm-like body. Okay, it has a muscular body, a worm-like body. It doesn't have a backbone. Butterflies are coming under insects. They don't have a backbones, right? Beetles also don't have a backbone, but their outer cover is a very thick one, right? What about a prawn? So when you eat prawns, you must have seen that they have a shell-like outer cover. Their skin is a little thick, but they don't have a backbone or skeleton, right? What about the snail? I told you before as well, snail's body is a muscular structure, right? its lower part has a muscular foot. Upper part is a shell, right? But they don't have a backbone. When it comes to the spiders, it's the same. Spiders also don't have backbones. So by studying about these different types of animals, it's very clear there are some animals with backbone or with the vertebral column, and there are some other animals like this. They don't have a backbone or the vertebral column, right? So we can use the presence and absence of backbone to categorize animals. So scientists found out, other than using different other methods that we used earlier to categorize animals, using this presence or absence of the backbone is a more scientific method. Therefore, we can categorize or we can group animals under two different groups using the factor, the presence and absence of backbones, right? So accordingly, animals can be divided into two groups as below. How do we categorize animals? So I told you some animals, they have a backbone, and some other animals, they don't have a backbone, right? So animals with a backbone. What is the other name for backbone, children? I hope you remember. It is known as vertebral column. Vertebral column. Right? And the other group is animals without a backbone. Or vertebral column. Right? There are two groups of animals. I told you this is a more scientific method of categorizing animal than that of using the other methods. Okay? So animals, there are two groups of animals. Animals with a backbone or the vertebral column. Animals without a backbone or the vertebral column. We give a special name to this first group. Animals with a backbone, they are known as vertebrates. Okay? We will write a special name, vertebrates. Vertebrates. Vertebrates are the animals with a backbone. So what about the animals without a backbone? They are known as invertebrates. Okay? Invertebrates. Invertebrates. Okay, children. So animals can be divided into two groups based on the presence and absence of the backbone. Animals with a backbone or the vertebral column are known as vertebrates, right? And animals without a backbone are known as invertebrates. So based on the presence and absence of backbone, there are two groups of animals, vertebrates and invertebrates. Understand, children? Okay, children. Now we have to do this assignment. Look at this picture. The picture given below shows some species of animals living in seashore. Group them into vertebrates and invertebrates. Now you all know that vertebrates means the animals with a backbone. Invertebrates means animals without a backbone. Okay? So look at this picture. 10 different types of animals are given in this picture. See, number 1, seagull. Number 2, turtle. Number 3, species of fish. We can consider fish, right? Number 4, prawn. And number 5, hermit crab. Number 6, bivalve, means clams, like example, oysters. Some of you must have seen. So, these type of animals like bivalves or clams, they have a soft body present in between two shells. Okay, look, this is a shell, right? Their soft body is present in between two shells. Okay, so bivalve. Number 7, starfish. Number 8, sea anemone. Number 9, snail. And number 10, it's a type of worm. Okay, so I know that some of you don't know all these animals, whether they have a backbone or not. But when we do these type of examples, we can improve our knowledge. Okay, so y'all can do this activity before me, and when I go to explain this one, y'all can check whether your answers are right or not. Okay, right. So the picture again I took here. Number 1, seagull. So seagull is a type of bird. I explained you earlier, birds have a skeleton including a backbone, right? So we will write down now. I will move this picture here so that I can use that space to write. And I'm going to write the vertebrates first, right? And then invertebrates. Invertebrates. Okay, we will start from the first one. First one is the seagull, right? Seagull is a bird. It is a vertebrate because it has a skeleton and a backbone. Therefore, seagull goes here. Seagull. Number two, turtle. Turtle is a type of reptile, right? Reptiles also have a backbone, children. So do you remember under the examples I explained that crocodile has a backbone. Crocodiles are coming under reptiles, right? Turtle also has a backbone, okay? So turtle also goes here. Turtle. Number 3, fish. Fish, they have a backbone. As I told you before, you must have seen sometimes when you eat small fish, you must have seen their bones, including the backbone, right? So fish goes here. Number 4, prawn. Prawns don't have a backbone or skeleton, right? Prawn goes here. Then number 5 is hermit crab. Hermit crab. Crabs also don't have a backbone, children. Okay, we learned it under examples before. So hermit crab comes here. Hermit crab. Hermit crab. Then number 6, bivalves. Bivalves also don't have backbones. I told you their body is a very soft one, that which is present in between shells, right? So they don't have a backbone. So bivalve here. Right. Number 7, starfish. So some of you may know that starfish, about different types of sea creatures like starfish. Now starfish also doesn't have a backbone, okay? It goes here. Starfish. Number 8, sea anemone. Sea anemone doesn't have a backbone. So it also goes under invertebrates. Sea anemone. And number 9, snail. I told you before, snails don't have backbones. They have a shell, but they don't have a backbone, okay? So snail goes here. And finally, worms. Worms also don't have backbones. Okay. Right. So vertebrates, seagull, turtle and fish. Invertebrates, prawn, hermit crab, bivalve, starfish, sea anemone, snail and worms. Right. So I'm sure some of you must have done this all right, but some of you must have not done this right. That's okay. This is your first time categorizing animals as vertebrates and invertebrates. So you can correct your mistakes after watching this one, and you can do other examples as well, okay? Right. I hope this part is clear now. Right, children. We will go through this extra knowledge part. Vertebrates can be further divided into following groups. Now we learn that animals with a backbone or the vertebral columns are known as vertebrates. So when it comes to vertebrates, vertebrates can be divided under 5 different groups. What are they? Fish, amphibians, reptiles, birds and mammals. Okay, so even though these 5 different groups, their common feature is the presence of vertebral column, okay, or the backbone. Okay, so that is the common feature. But apart from that feature, they have so many other differences. So that is why the vertebrates are categorized under 5 other groups. That is, as I told you, fish, amphibians, reptiles, birds and mammals. Okay, so we will go to the examples. Now look at this one. So the first group is fish. Look at these different examples. Halmaldandia, Bulatapea, shark, tuna, right? There are many other examples for fish. So when it comes to this group fish, what are their common features, children? They all are aquatic animals. We all know that, right? They are aquatic animals. Apart from that, can you see their body shape? They have a special body shape. What is this shape? We learned this earlier. This is known as a streamlined body shape, right? And they have fins to swim. And then here they have scales. If you look at this Bulathapea's picture, you can see the scales very clearly. Okay? And what are the other features that they have? We all know that they have to breathe oxygen that is dissolved in water, right? Therefore, they have special structures called gills to inhale or to take this oxygen dissolved in water, right? So these are the common features of fish, right? What is the second group? Amphibians. What are amphibians, children? Amphibians are the animals that complete one part of their life cycle in water and the other part of the life cycle in land. Okay, children. So what are the examples? Here, toad, Ethiopis. Here, look, it has a wet body. Its body looks like a worm, right? Worm-like structure. And frogs. And here, this animal looks like a gecko. It is salamander. Okay. So now they all have the backbone or the vertebral column. So what are the other common features of amphibians? Now they have a wet skin, right? And they lay eggs and they have a wet skin and they use lungs to breathe. Okay, these adults use lungs to breathe. But what about the frog? You all know that frogs lay their eggs in water and tadpoles come out of these eggs. And tadpoles live in water, therefore tadpoles have gills to breathe. Okay? But when it comes to adult frog, they have lungs to breathe. Not only that, I told you, these amphibians, they have a wet skin, right? So they can inhale because of the presence of wet skin, atmospheric oxygen goes through the skin. Okay, dissolves in these moisture present in the skin and they can absorb the atmospheric oxygen as well. That is a special characteristics. Okay, right. See reptiles. Now here, look at these examples for reptiles. Turtle, lizard, snake and crocodile. Okay, So what are the special features of these animals, children? Let's hear. Snakes, they have scales, but they don't have legs. But when it comes to crocodiles, they have short legs, even lizard. Okay? And what are the other features? They lay eggs, and remember, their skin is very dry. The skin doesn't have any glands on it, therefore their skin is very dry. This is a special feature of these reptiles. Okay? Right. The next one, birds. Look at these examples. Hawk, kingfisher, magpie, oriole, right? So these are the examples. What are the common characteristics apart from the presence of a backbone or the vertebral column? What are the other characteristics of these birds, this group called birds? You all can see that they have wings to fly and they have feathers. The entire body is covered with feathers. And they have a beak. Okay, children. So these are the special characteristics. And they have lungs to breathe. Okay, children. Right. So the last group is mammals. Look at the examples. Squirrel, bat, and bat is coming under a flying mammal, right? Dolphin, deer. So what are the common features apart from the presence of a backbone? What are the other common features that they have, children? Remember, they have an external ear and their body is covered with hair. Okay? And they have lungs to breathe. And their most special characteristic is babies feed on mother's milk. Okay? Babies feed on mother's milk. That is why we call them mammals. Okay? So because of that, female animals have mammary glands. Mammary glands can produce milk. Okay, children? So after going through all these examples, it's very clear, even though we categorize these animals, all these animals under vertebrates, because they have a backbone or a vertebral column, they have other very different features as well. Because of the presence of different other features, we can categorize these vertebrates into 5 other groups. Okay, I hope this part is very clear now. Right, we have another activity to do. This is a very interesting activity, children. Look at this picture. The picture of a forest drawn by a student is given. Identify organisms in the picture. You can see there are a number of animals in this picture. So you have to identify them first and then classify the animals as vertebrates and invertebrates. Now we know a lot of examples for vertebrates and invertebrates. We will check whether we can categorize these animals as vertebrates and invertebrates. First of all, we'll identify them. Here, first thing I can see is I can see a child looking at all the other animals. Okay. And here I can see a tiger, a lion. Here, can you see a spider web? And there's a spider. Look at this. This is a lizard, butterflies, and frogs, and one frog is trying to catch a fly. A tiny fly is here. Here you can see a python, a giraffe, an owl, and here I can see a peacock and a bear. Can you see? There are bees. Now bees are attacking this bear. And an elephant, a monkey. There are 2 parrots here. There's a dragonfly. Are there any animals? No. There's no any other animal that I can find. Could you find all these animals, children? Right. What we have to do now is we have to categorize these animals as vertebrates and invertebrates. Okay. Now, as I told you in the previous activity, you all have to do this activity first. Then you have to check your answers when I explain this one. Okay? Right. We will do this now. First, we will write the vertebrates. Vertebrates. So, vertebrates are the animals with a backbone, right? So we can start with the human. The human is also coming under an animal, right? So human. And what about the lion? Lion, tiger, bear, elephant, and giraffe. They all are coming under mammals, including the human, right? So all the mammals have a backbone. Therefore, they are coming under vertebrates. Okay? So we will write the mammals first. Human, elephant, lion, tiger, giraffe, right, bear, they are coming under vertebrates. What are the other vertebrates that you can see? Yes. There's monkeys as well. Monkeys also coming under vertebrates. They are also mammals, right? Monkey. And here we can see two types of birds, an owl and parrots. So birds are also coming under vertebrates. So we will write that owl, parrots, right. And what about the python? Python is also coming under vertebrates because python is a reptile. And also lizard is also a reptile, right? So they are also coming under vertebrates. What about the frogs? Frogs are coming under amphibians. Amphibians are also vertebrates, okay? Right. We will write frogs, python, lizard. Right. I think that's all vertebrates that we can find in the picture. Now we will write the invertebrates. Okay. We will write the invertebrates with a different color. Invertebrates. Invertebrates. Okay. Here, spider. Spider is coming under invertebrates. Spider. Right. And fly. I can see a fly. And bees. Bees. And here, dragonfly, butterflies, they all are coming under invertebrates. Butterfly, dragonfly, butterfly. Right. Did we miss any animal? Human, lion, giraffe, monkey, parrot, python. We missed the peacock. Peacock is a bird, definitely coming under vertebrates. We will include that as well. We will write the peacock here. Peacock. Okay, children? So, what are the vertebrates? Human, lion, giraffe, monkey, parrots, python, peacock, elephant, tiger, bear, owl, frog and lizard. Right? Invertebrates, spider, fly, dragonfly, bees and butterfly. Okay, children? So I hope you got this correct, because by the time you come to do this activity, you all have much knowledge about vertebrates and invertebrates. Okay? Right. We will move to the next one. Right, children. Now we are moving to the next topic of this lesson. That is adaptations of organisms to environment. What is the meaning of adaptations, children? Right, we will go through this. Organisms live in various environments. So, when a certain plant or animal live in a particular environment, that environment is known as their habitat. Right? So, when it comes to animals, plants, all these organisms, they live in different environments. Right? So, what are the different habitats or the environments where these different types of animals live? It's very easy. Right? There are basically 3 different types of environments. Terrestrial environment or the land, aquatic environment or water, and arboreal environments or like flying animals. Some of these animals live in treetops likewise. Okay, so we will write some of them when it comes to the habitat. So environments, terrestrial environment. Terrestrial environment or terrestrial habitat. When it comes to terrestrial habitat, you can divide this terrestrial environment into other areas as well. What are the other areas? Forest, grassland and desert areas. Okay, so these are the other examples for these terrestrial environments. Forests, grasslands, deserts, these are coming under terrestrial environments. Okay, so what are the other main habitats? You all know the aquatic habitats are there. Right? Aquatic habitats are there. So, what are the different types of aquatic habitats? You all know that when it comes to aquatic habitats, what are the examples? You know that some animals live in fresh water, some other animals live in marine water, right? So, freshwater habitat. Okay, and we can write marine water. Marine water. Okay, children. So, apart from all these habitats, there are some habitats or some environments with extreme characteristics. So, some of these animals can live in polar regions. It's very cold in polar regions, right? So, as I mentioned you, some of these animals can live in desert areas, right? With minimum amount of water and with strong sunlight and all, right? And sometimes some animals and even microorganisms live in hot water springs. Okay, children. It means some animals, plants like living organisms, they can even live in extreme environments as well. Okay. So, how can they live in these extreme environments, children? That is because they have special characteristics to fit into that environment, right? For example, when it comes to the aquatic habitats, what are the animals live in aquatic habitats? Basically fish. So, what are the special features these fish have in order to fit into this environment? I told you they have a streamlined body shape. Because of the streamlined body shape, they can swim through the water currents easily, and they have fins to swim. Okay, they have fins to swim, and they have gills to inhale or take this oxygen dissolved in water. Okay, so because of the presence of these different characteristics, fish is an animal that fits well enough in order to live in this aquatic habitat. Can we live in water? We can't, right? That is because we don't have these type of features. Understand, children? So, I will tell you another example. So, in marine water, some animals like octopus and even squids live in marine water. Do you know that they have a special defense mechanism? When another animal comes to feed on these octopus and squids, they can inject a special type of black color, very thick ink into water. So what happens when they inject this special black color ink into water, the entire area gets really dark so that their predator cannot spot them, so that they can escape very easily. So these type of special characteristics they have in order to for their protection, right? These type of special features, they have to protect themselves from their predators. Okay, and you must have seen in terrestrial environments, there are lizards. So most of these lizards, they can change their body color. It means they can nicely blend with their environment color. Okay, so if another type of animal comes to feed on, or another predator comes to feed on these lizards, these predators cannot spot these lizards at once. That is because their color nicely blends with the environmental color. Okay, children. So I hope it's very clear. Animals have different characteristics in order to fit into their environment. These type of special characteristics that animals have are known as adaptations. Okay? Right. So animals have conquered different environmental conditions due to their ability to adapt to these environments. Right? Adapt to these or fit to this environment, fit into the environment. Okay? The ability of organisms to adjust to their environment is called adaptation. Okay, children? So these adaptations are useful them to fulfill their needs. What are their needs? They are food, shelter, protection. Right? So what are the special characteristics? How can they, what are the adaptations they have to take food? For example, you know that carnivores, they feed on meat. In order to tear meat, they have the sharp canine teeth. That is a type of adaptation, right? And they have to run behind their prey and catch them. Therefore, they have very strong legs that they can run really fast. That is another adaptation. Okay, children. So for food, for shelter, for protection, now I told you about that octopus. They inject that black ink. That is for the protection. Understand, children? So if you look into the animal world, you will find so many different features like this. Very interesting. Okay, children? So thereby the organisms ensure their existence in the environment. What if they did not have these type of adaptations? Right? These type of special characteristics. Can they survive in the environment? No. They cannot survive in the environment for a long period of time. Okay, children. Therefore, these type of adaptations ensure their existence in the environment. Okay, children. I hope this part is clear now. Okay, children. We have an activity to do now. The usefulness of color for the existence of animals. By far we discussed about adaptations and I told you there are different special characteristics that animals have in order to survive in their environment. Now here we are going to learn about how important is color for a certain animal to live in their environment. Okay, so what is our activity? Proving that some organisms can adapt to their environment. Now what is adapt? Adapting means adjust into the environment or fit into the environment. Okay, proving that some organisms can adapt to their environment by matching their body color to the environment. Okay, how to do this activity? What are the things we need? We need some toothpicks. Actually, we need 100 toothpicks to do this activity. And we need 4 different types of color: white, red, green and brown color. Okay, we will write. We need 100 toothpicks. 100 toothpicks. And we need white color. You can use different types of paints, poster paint or fabric paint. Even food coloring can be used. White color. Red color. Red color, green color, brown color. Right? We need 100 toothpicks and 4 different types of colors: white, red, green and brown. How to do this activity? We will see. First of all, color the toothpicks 25 in one color. Right? So we have 4 different types of colors and 100 toothpicks. You have to color 25 toothpicks in white color, another 25 in red, another 25 in green, and another 25 in brown color. Okay? And then you have to mix them well. And spread the toothpicks on a lawn randomly. Lawn is an area with grass. So what is the color of that environment? Yes, that is green color. Okay? And then appoint some students to pick up the toothpicks. So we have to appoint several students to pick up the toothpicks within a given time. Right? They all should start at the same time. They all should finish picking up these toothpicks at the same time as well. Okay? And then you have to collect the toothpicks that they have collected, and we have to count how many toothpicks from each color that they have collected. Okay, children? Right. Next spread the above toothpicks on a gravel floor. You have to collect all the toothpicks and you have to count the number of toothpicks that were picked up by the children with different colors, and then you have to collect them together, you have to mix them, and you have to spread them on a gravel floor. What is the color of a gravel floor? It is brown in color, right? So do this activity, and again you have to do the same activity, and you have to ask the same set of students to pick these toothpicks up within a given period of time, let's say 1 minute or 2 minutes, and then you have to count the number of toothpicks picked by the students, right? So here we use 2 different environments with different colors, right? Green color environment and brown color environment. So do this activity in different environments in the above manner. In the same way, you can do the same activity in different environments. Right. Now we are going to do this interesting activity. Right, children. Now we are going to do a very interesting activity to study what camouflage is. What is camouflage, children? Have you all seen there are some animals, when those animals are in the environment, you can't figure out where the animal is. Why is that, children? Because the body color of the animal blends nicely with the environment. So that is known as camouflage. So we are going to do this activity to study what camouflage is. So how to do this activity? Here we have some toothpicks. Actually, I have 100 toothpicks of 4 different colors. Can you all see? I have red color toothpicks, brown color, white color, and green color toothpicks. And I have 25 toothpicks of each color. So altogether we have 100 toothpicks. So what am I going to do? I am going to do this activity under 2 steps. First of all, I am going to spread these toothpicks in a lawn. So it means on grass, and it means the environment is green in color. So we have 3 friends here to help with this activity. Now children, you all have to, when I spread these toothpicks on lawn, on grass, on the count of 3, you all have to go and pick these toothpicks. When I count up to 20, you all have to stop picking up these toothpicks. Okay? First of all, I am going to spread these toothpicks on the grass. Let's go now. Okay, listen carefully. On the count of 3, you all have to go to the grass and you all have to pick these toothpicks. Okay? Now, when I count up to 20, you all have stopped picking these toothpicks. Okay? Right, turn around. Okay, I'm going to count. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Stop. Okay. Sejan, show me your toothpicks. Can you please place them here under your name? Setuki, place your toothpicks here. Sandali, place them here. Thank you very much. Here I have the toothpicks picked by Sejan, Setuki and Sandali. Now I am going to count them separately. First of all, I am going to count all the red color toothpicks. I will take them here. We are going to take all the red color toothpicks and let's count them now, children. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Here altogether we have 21 red color toothpicks. Now we will take white color. Okay. First of all, we are going to take them together and then count. Okay, let's count this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. We have all 25 picked up here, right? So initially also there were 25 white color and each color toothpicks. All 25 are here. Let's take brown. The brown color toothpicks. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Right. 14 brown color toothpicks, and here finally the green color toothpicks, only 3. So here what happens? We have 21 red color toothpicks and 25, it means all the white color toothpicks, 17 brown color toothpicks and only 3 green color toothpicks. What is the reason for this observation, children? Now here we have more white color toothpicks and even the other 2 colors, but only 3 red color toothpicks. What do you think? What is the reason for this one? That is because you remember to which environment we spread these toothpicks, children? To lawn. It means on grass. So what is the color of the grass? That is green color. So what happens, children, when we spread all these toothpicks, these green color toothpicks blend nicely with their environment. Right? The environment is also green color. Toothpicks also green color. So you can't spot the toothpicks at once. What about the white colors? So here we have all 25 white color toothpicks picked up. What is the reason? So when white is present on green color grass, we can spot this one really well. So that is the reason. So the same thing happens with the animals. When some animals, let's say a grasshopper, when grasshopper is among grass, you can't spot it really well. This is known as camouflage, blending with the environment really well. So now we are going to do this activity again in a different environment. That is on a gravel floor, right? We are going to go to an environment mixed with gravel and sand. So we are going to call our friends again to do this activity. Right, children? Now this time also we are going to do the same activity but a different place. We are going to go to a gravel floor. So I am going to spread these toothpicks on the gravel floor. So on the count of 3, you all have to go to the gravel floor and you have to pick these toothpicks like before. And when I count up to 20, you all have to stop picking it up. Okay? I will go and spread this on this gravel floor. Okay? Okay, turn around. I'm going to count on 3, right? 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Stop. Okay, we have our friends back with us. Sejan, keep your toothpicks here. Thank you. Setuki, keep your toothpicks here. Sandali. Right. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, children. So we are going to count these toothpicks again like before. First of all, I will take red color toothpicks. We'll take them together and then count the number of toothpicks separately. Okay. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So our friends have picked all the red color toothpicks, all 25 red color toothpicks. Let's go with white ones this time. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 white color toothpicks. 25 red toothpicks and 20 white toothpicks. We'll go with green this time. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 green color toothpicks. And finally, you all can see there are 4 brown color toothpicks. So what happened this time, children? This time 25 red color toothpicks, 20 white color toothpicks, 15 green toothpicks and only 4 brown color toothpicks. So compared to red, white and green, only a very less number of brown color toothpicks are picked. What is the reason, children? Now do you remember this time we used gravel floor? What is the color of the gravel floor? That is brown in color. So what happens when we spread all these toothpicks on gravel floor, children? These brown color toothpicks, their color is equal to the environment color. Okay, so this color nicely blends with the gravel floor color and therefore we can't spot this brown color at once. But when you consider about the other 3 colors, when they are on brown color environment or brown color surface, we can still spot them easily. So that is the reason only less number of brown color toothpicks are picked up. Understand? So after doing this activity, I hope you all understand what camouflage is. Right, children? So did you enjoy the activity? I hope it was very clear how we did the activity and why did we observe those type of observations. Okay. So what were the observations? So it was very clear. In the first instance, what we did, children? Do you remember? So we spread the toothpicks on a lawn, which means the green grass. Okay. So then we asked those 3 children to pick those toothpicks. So what happened? When we count the number of toothpicks, more number of red color, white color and brown color toothpicks were picked up. But what about the green color toothpicks? When you compare the green color toothpicks which were picked on the lawn, the number of green color toothpicks were very low, right? So what happened when we spread the toothpicks on a gravel floor, which means a brown color environment? So this time brown color toothpicks were picked in the least number. Okay, children. So it was very clear that when the toothpicks are on the lawn, right, it means the green environment, number of green color toothpicks which were picked were the last, and when the toothpicks were on the gravel floor, the number of brown color toothpicks which were picked on the last, right? So we will write that. So observation, when the toothpicks were spread on the lawn, more number of red, white and brown toothpicks were picked up. And less number of green toothpicks were picked up. Right? The second instance, when the toothpicks were spread on the gravel floor, more number of white, red and green toothpicks were picked up. And less number of brown toothpicks were picked up. Okay. When the toothpicks were spread on the lawn, more number of red, white and brown toothpicks were picked up and less number of green toothpicks were picked up. When the toothpicks were spread on the gravel floor, more number of white, red and green toothpicks were picked up and less number of brown toothpicks were picked up. What is the reason? The reason behind this is because when all these toothpicks present on the lawn, what happens? The green colored toothpicks blend with the environment color. Because the color of the grass is also green, therefore you can't spot the green colored toothpicks at once. But all the other three colors can be spotted nicely. Right? Therefore, you get a little delay to pick these green color toothpicks. Right? In the same way, when we spread the toothpicks on a gravel floor, the brown colored toothpicks blend with the environment color. Understand? So what happens? We can't spot the brown color at once. Therefore, those children, they pick the other toothpicks first. Understand, children? So what is the conclusion after doing this activity? Now we can't, in the first instance, we can't see the green color toothpicks at once. In the second instance, we can't see the brown color toothpicks at once. That is because at each time, these toothpick colors mix with the environmental color. Okay. So in the same way, some animals have body colors that nicely blends with the environment color. So what is the benefit of these children? Remember, when there are predators or another animal that comes to feed on these animals, they cannot spot these animals at once because these animals' color nicely matches with the environmental color. Okay, so in that way, these particular animals will not become the food for these predators. Understand, children? We'll write the conclusion. Right, conclusion. When the color of the toothpicks blend with the environment, we cannot spot them easily. In the same way, animals can survive in their environment by their body color, being matched with the environment. Okay, children? Right. When the color of the toothpicks blend with the environment, we cannot spot them easily. In the same way, animals can survive in the environment by their body color being matched with the environment. Okay, children? So remember, this is known as camouflage. Okay, so if a certain animal's body color nicely blends with the environmental color, not only the body color, some of these animals, their body shape is also nicely blends with the environment. Okay, so this feature is known as camouflage. Okay, right. Camouflage among different animals. Now I told you some animals can nicely blend with the environment, color and sometimes in shape, right? And that is known as camouflage. Look at these examples, children. Here, Now look at the first one, leaf insect. Look at the shape of the animal. It's exactly like a leaf. Okay, and look at the color. Now this leaf animal is on a leaf of a tree. Okay, so the leaf is also green color, animal is also green color. So their predators cannot spot these animals at once. Okay children, so here this animal's body shape is also exactly like a leaf. Look at this, it's a moth. Can you even see a moth here children? Here if you observe clearly, this is the moth. Look how nicely its body color mixes with the environment. Okay, so this moth is on a tree bark. So it has exact same color as the tree bark. Okay children, look at the next one, grasshopper. Now it is green in color, and if you observe carefully, its wing has these leaf-like structures. We learned that leaves have these veins and veinlets. If you observe carefully this picture, you will see this grasshopper also has on its wings the same veins and veinlet-like structures. Okay children, it exactly looks like part of a plant, right? Look at this butterfly. Now when we consider butterflies, there are different color butterflies. Okay, so look at this butterfly. This butterfly has green color part that nicely blends with the environment. Okay, and caterpillars also there are different colors. Right children, so this caterpillar nicely blends with the leaf. What about this? This is a whip snake. This is a whip snake. Now whip snake is green in color. A small snake with green color, right? So when it creeps among these other environments, what happens? You can't spot them easily. But remember, when it comes to all these other 5 animals, this feature of camouflage is very important for them to protect from their predators. Okay, so the other animals that come to feed on these animals, they can't spot these animals at once. What about the whip snake? Whip snake, all the snakes are carnivores. Now they need to catch other animals. They need to catch small birds, maybe tiny squirrels, likewise. So what happens? When they go through these tree leaves, now the other animals, they can't see this whip snake clearly. Therefore, without being noticed, this whip snake can reach its prey easily. Okay children, so it is a certain way that it finds its food. Okay children, so some of these animals use camouflage in order to protect themselves from other animals. And some other animals like this whip snake, they use camouflage in order to find their food. Okay, so they can reach their food or their prey without being noticed. So how interesting our environment is, isn't it children? We have an activity to do now. Right, look at this assignment. Complete the following table. So here we have the same set of animals that we learned here. What we have to do is name of the animal, the environment they live. You have to write down the color of the environment and color of the body of the animal. Okay. Take the first one, grasshopper, environment is plant leaves, right? Grasshopper, plant leaves. What is the color? Grasshopper is green color, plant leaf is also green color. Okay, we will write green, green. And the second one, leaf insects. Leaves of guava, their environment is guava leaves, okay? Then again, both green color, right? Environment is green, body of the animal also green color, right? This is also green. And butterfly, flowers. Now this butterfly, you can see it has a green and black color, and environment is also green, okay? Right, butterfly. So color of the environment is green. Color of the body of the animal is, we'll write green and black. Green and black. Okay. Caterpillar. Look at this caterpillar. It has a green color body and leaf is also green color. Right. So color of the environment is green. Lives on plant leaves. Body color is also green. Whip snake. Environment, twigs of plants. And again both green color. Right. The last one, moth. Here, what is the environment color? Brown. Color of the body of the moth also brown color. Okay? Right. So, moth, environment is stem, both brown. Okay, children. I hope this part is very clear, and at the same time, after learning this part, I hope it's pretty clear about camouflage. We will move to the next one.